When I put the wood there, I noticed that before I started working on the car, it had a dent. So I'll get a new oil pan. This dent here really ain't gonna hurt anything because the pickup screen is right over here. As long as the dent ain't here, you're good. So don't worry about that. This is how it'll kind of look when you put the wood there. It's gonna look right here. Okay, but you want to make sure your wood, you see the back of it, make sure it's level with the pan because you don't want it to hit the T-case. Bring it right here, then you jack up the motor until it gets tight because you still got the motor mounts out. So you feel the motor is nice and tight, you hit that center bolt there on the oil pan, on the front engine mount. Then you come to the top engine mount right here. You come here and you hit the center bolt there too. Once you do that, then you start to jack up the motor. Jack it up as much as you can. You can see this motor is higher than usual. I don't have the jack on it, but if you notice, I put the center bolt back through the mount and I got the bracket laying on top of the bolt. So it's kind of acting like a jack. Okay, so once you got the motor raised, then you come back down and then you come to the frame. This is the frame. This whole black unit here is the frame. And you can see the bolts. You see, I didn't take them out completely. You see, that's what you want to do. Take them down to where it feels like it wants to come out, and make sure you turn it in by hand like 2 turns and then leave it. This one you don't have to do. Okay, that one, you see that gap? It's about 1 inch. All right, you want to leave the bolts in there. You want the frame to lower down about 1 inch. So you hit the frame here and you hit it over there. So you got 1 bolt here, 2nd bolt here, okay, as you can see, and then you got this little guy over here, right there. So you got 1, 2, 3. So you're gonna have 3 here, you're gonna have 3 over there. Do the same ones. Then the cross member in the front right here, you see how it's moving up and down? Same thing. That 1 bolt right there, unloosen it, then the 2 up here in the front. See that? Keep the bolts in, just loosen. You got 2 and 1. You don't need to touch the 2 that's inside here that goes to the front engine mount. You don't have to do that. Just 2 there and 1 there. Once you do that, you're gonna see the frame is gonna start to come down. Make sure your vehicle is jacked on 4 stands. I got 1 there, 1 there, then 2 in the back. Okay, once it does that, now you hit the T-case bolts. 1, 2, 3, and there's 3 on the top. Once you do those 3 is out, then you go to the back, right back here. You're gonna see the tail shaft hanging out of the T-case. Go from underneath the car and hit those 4 bolts that I told you on the tail shaft. Hit those 4 bolts. Once you get those out, you pull the shaft, the tail shaft housing off, and then you come back to your T-case and you put, if you're laying underneath the car and your legs are sticking out where the passenger front tire is, you take your right hand and you hold the actual shaft that's coming out the T-case from where the tail shaft housing is. You take that and you take your left hand and you put it on the bottom of the T-case, and you slowly start to pop the T-case out of the shaft that's coming out the transmission. Once it starts to come out a little bit, and then it's gonna stop you. The reason why it's gonna stop you, because you need to get a slide hammer here. You need to get a slide hammer for Harbor Freight. They got paid like 28 bucks. I'm gonna show you right now. You're gonna get a slide hammer, okay? This is, I'm gonna call it an intermittent shaft. This actually goes inside. Which way does it go? All right, there you go. This diff is actually inside here. I got it out, but let's just say it's in there, right? It's inside. It has a thread. See, it's threaded in there. So if you're looking at the T-case again, this is gonna be sticking out. It's gonna be sticking out to like right here. You're only gonna see the splines. You're gonna have to get a bolt. You see, I got a lot of bolts. Get one here, just like this. Screw it in halfway. All right, just halfway. Let's just act like